Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, the 3rd of November, heading into the holiday season. Isn't this going to be exciting? I think the week is going to be defined by non farm payrolls on Friday. And of course, we have a little bit of data come on Tuesday, import export, which has gotten to be a little bit hotter due to the data changes that might or might not occur because of the new idea of tariffs. Well, tariffs, of course, not a new idea, but just something that hasn't been done in this country in quite a while. Seems to be working, depending on who you talk to. But in any case, this week could be setting the tone for the markets into the holiday season. Only a couple of weeks left until Thanksgiving, and then of course it's everybody's off to spend their bonus. You know what I find really interesting? You want to read a great book on how this business really works, and it hasn't really changed. Read a book called Where Are All the Customers' Yachts? Story about a young man who went to New York, uh, interested in investing in stocks, met his broker, and the broker spent the whole day showing him the yachts and successful cars and apartments of all the biggest and best brokers in New York. And this wise countryman said, "Where are all the customers' yachts?" Might find that kind of interesting. Spending all your bonuses. How did you do as a customer this year? Um, Interesting question. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get right to work. Here is today's quote to get us started with today's Trader's Daily Discipline. No trumpets sound when the important decisions of our life are made. Destiny is made known silently. That was said by a woman by the name of Agnes DeMille. Some of you older people might know her name. She was a very popular dancer, choreographer, artiste during the, I guess you'd say, the golden age of stage and dance, which would have been the 30s and 40s. But very important concept for us as traders to really give some thought to. No trumpets sound when the important decisions of our lives are made. Think about that. The only person that's going to know if you do the right thing for yourself is you. Now, after that happens, you begin to live a life that's different, and people notice that. But they never notice the decision being made. What are the questions they always ask? What happened? What changed? Right? Where'd you get this new enthusiasm? They're always asking questions that have to do with why are you behaving differently than before? And I think all of us would agree that destiny, the best that we could ever expect or hope for our lives, something that might even be beyond our control. We're just going to have to get along for the ride. Well, that is something that we have to choose to accept. We have to choose to pursue it. And when confronted with that choice, the vast majority of people really don't take it. And there's a reason for that, of course. It's scary, and it will scare you for at the very lowest level. It'll scare you. Think about making a change that is dramatically different than what you ever expected it to be, and that choice is directly confronted to us by the markets all the time. I've said this before, and I think many of you would agree with me that the markets are really just a proving ground for character. When confronted with an opportunity to do something different than you agreed you would not do, how many times have you compromised and done it? And made a fool out of yourself and your account balance by breaking your rules, which you agreed to you wouldn't do. That's why you have them. So you have a failure in your character, a failure to follow through on on a choice you made. Now, no one's going to know that except you. And when you sit down and say, I'm tired of living a second best life, I'm really tired of this. What is it that I have to do to take my trading to the next level? What is it that you're going to do? What is it that you have no choice about? Or at this point, you feel like you have no choice. Really, your destiny, it's going to be made very quietly in the corners of your mind when you reach a conclusion that it is time to make a change in the way you do things. And that may include, and this happened for me, I talk about it in my book, The Art of the Trade. I had an epiphany of understanding, and that changed things. And one of the things that changed, I couldn't be spending my time the way I had been spending it. That meant some relationships went out the window because I had to do things differently than the things they wanted to do with the time that I had. Was it worth it? Yeah. Do I miss those people? Not especially. Would it have been nice to include them in the rocket ride? Absolutely. But sometimes the price of destiny, the choices that we make, is a little higher than we thought it was going to be. But you know what? It's okay to pay that price. So give some thought to that this week as you're getting positioned and attempting to put yourself in a better net position every Friday than you were last Friday. You're not going to have any horns blowing and ticker tape parades when you do the right thing for yourself, but it's going to show up later. And when it does, it's going to ask you and expect you to follow through. So be ready for that. And it's going to be worth it. All right, guys, have a great Monday. Great start to the week. I know I am. Well rested. Did my workout this morning. My juices, everything. I'm just feeling great today. I hope you are too. I'll let you guys get back to your day. I'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday. Don't forget, I'm doing a presentation at 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern, timing research. If you didn't get the link, just email me and we'll make sure you get it. But it should, if you're on the mailing list, you got it. If you're a new listener, I put you on the mailing list, so you should be getting it. But if for whatever reason you don't get a chance to come, there will be a recording. So make sure you register even if you don't plan on attending, because then you'll make sure that you'll get the recording, because I can't send the recording to everybody. In fact, I don't even get the recording. So I will see you tomorrow, and let's make plans too for Thursday afternoon if we can. All right, guys, have a great day.